Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Path Trading Partners along with Bob Iacchino. Checking in on Bitcoin once again, continuing with our analysis of Bitcoin and Ethereum to show how we do it in the unfolding manner. So, pulled up into the rotation zone and then big rotation down, slicing through the cluster right here. Didn't even stop there. Lots of weakness when you see that. We didn't even get a pause there on the higher time frames, not even the hour time frame if you look here. Didn't even pause there. Dropping, and look at this level. We talked about 69.76, just holding right there. I mean, yes, we've poked below it, but just holding right there, letting the daily rotation zone catch up. I mean, the hourly rotation zone catch up. Pay very attention to whether we can get back into it. That would show at least a little signs of, at least a little rally back. If this has further weakness, if this, we have the 8 coming down, pushing price, and it just drops again. Very, very weak then, so plan accordingly. Now, going to update the levels to the longer term levels. See where that takes us. So, we have, what game? We have the 62.5, and we don't really want to see a close below that. That would mean a lot of weakness coming in from this recovery, because that's a line in the sand for us. A close below 62.5 generally means we'll keep going lower, so keep in mind the 67.85 level on a closing basis. Now for watching for clusters and everything, 67.32 and then 65.35. You can also remember always throw in the shorter term levels. So the last push down, let's see what that would give us, just see if it reinforces any area. So that just reinforces, look, I mean, you have the 68.53 minor level, but the major level, it just reinforces that 62.5 right there. See where they're lining up again? So don't ignore that 67.85 area based off the most recent push down and the retracement level. Let's switch over to the daily and see what this looks like. Yeah, that's another key level, this 67.85. Again, prior resistance becoming potential support. Very key. If we rally up, let me go back to 4 hour because I didn't do the rally up levels. So rally up right now, I'd really be watching where the 8's coming with the 200, about 71.92 to 7,200. That's going to be your first key resistance. And the next key area, this is going to keep dropping as it rallies up. I'm going to say about 73.50 area, next key level. And those are your two major ones on the 4 hour. Going back to the daily. So we have that 7,300 right here with the hooking over 8. And then on a stronger rally, if we're able to get through that 50, which is also now going to be prior support becoming resistance. So you see here was support, all of this support. That's going to be key resistance now. If we did rally through there, it's going to be the first cross area and the bigger prior retracement level of about 74.72. Switching over to Ethereum. Ethereum, we have another potential double bottom, and this would need a close or an extended move and a pullback to retest the 420 level. So keep that in mind. Now the conservative way for these would be to go from the shorter side swing, which would be from this key low on the 4th back to the high on the 3rd. That gives you those levels. I'm actually going to go from this way, and I'll show you why. Because look at this final target is reinforced with the prior gain retracement level. So 441. And again, this is only valid if we get the close above 420. And the next stop reduction level, 431, coming in with the declining 50. Now keep in mind, this is going to go lower unless this triggers really quickly. But I just like the way some of these levels line up. They're reinforcing each other. So we have 431, 436, then 442. Not triggered yet. If it does not trigger, if we rotate back down or go make substantial new lows, this pattern is off the table. Keep that in mind. Let's see what we have now in terms of other levels. I'm going to take these off because now we're going to your major levels from here, which we'll see. We don't need the reverse scan box anymore. All right. Does that give us anything interesting? So let's just look at these major levels quickly. All right, so major levels coming in here. There we go. That looks better. If we break through this 398 level, then the major level will be looking at 383 and then 368 to the downside. Now let's switch over to the daily. If this double did trigger and it went to full target, would still, if it happens quickly, it would still be within the rotation zone. Keep in mind, if it triggers later and this 21 comes down below it, you might want to switch to the more conservative targets, or just make this 436 level your whole target, depending on what it looks like. I will reevaluate that depending if it triggers. Also interesting enough is the stop levels, just at least on the aggressive trade, is above the 8. So keep that in mind too. If we shifted it to the conservative one, it would pretty much line up with the 8. So that's the kind of analysis you're going to want to do if that does trigger, and then fine tune the levels for yourself. It looks like we finally might be getting some divergences setting up on the daily, so we might get a little rally back. Also, we have this key support area right at this 25% retracement right around 427. You see if I cut over here to the left. So that's going to be a very strong resistance level, especially with the declining 8 EMA. So do not ignore that if you did any bottom picking down here. So we have for you on both Ethereum and Bitcoin. Let us know if you like this continuing help following a couple for a little while to see how we just update the analysis every day. Let me know if it's helped you so we could continue that, or if you just want me to jump around through different cryptos each day. We will talk to everyone soon. Bye for now.